Channel Japan.
Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Maki Arai.
And I'm Yasu Ota.
Every week, we bring you the freshest information out of Japan, right here from our studio in Tokyo. From the economy to culture and even food, if you want to know what's happening in Japan, this is where you'll find it. First up is Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank the hottest products and services in the country. Today, we'll be looking at products like this, stationery. In Japan, there's a wide variety of stationery targeted at children, students, office workers, and even homemakers.
That's right. What's more, Japanese stationery is attracting attention internationally, and exports has been growing as well.
So, what are the most popular stationery items in Japan? Have a look.
Channel Japan Ranking. In schools, offices, and homes. Stationery is used in a variety of places and situations. The styles and uses have evolved with the changing needs of the times. In Japan, you can find stationery that's highly functional as well as those that are quite unusual. New varieties are continually being developed. We visit the Marunouchi main store of Maruzen, which boasts the biggest selection of stationery in Japan.
昨年末から今年にかけてお客様の数も増えてきており、幅広い年齢の方にご購入をいただいております。
Japan is in the midst of a stationery boom. So this time we'll show you a ranking of the top-selling stationery at Maruzen. At number 15. Dot liner, a glue that can be easily applied and removed. Until now, glue was difficult to remove once applied.
やっぱり破れちゃいました。
This is an experience that most people have had at one time or another. This product was developed to solve that problem.
では早速こちらのテープのりを使ってみたいと思います。
Our reporter, Anri, will try to peel it off without making a mess. First, she applies the tape glue to the envelope.
きれいに貼れました。
After waiting a minute, she opens the envelope.
わ、すごい。めちゃくちゃきれいに開きました。すごいなこれ。
Dot liner is made so that it's not sticky immediately after being applied. But after several minutes, its adhesiveness strengthens to the level of conventional glue. At number 14. Kokofsen Card, easily portable labels. Labels are perfect to jot down notes or to use as a bookmark. But they usually come in thick packs and get crumpled when carried around in a bag. This is a product to solve that problem. Inside a case, about the size of a credit card, there are 105 labels.
本当に薄いんです。従来の付箋がこちらでした。これに比べると本当にスリムになっているのがわかりますね。
Since you can keep them in your wallet or name card holder, they can be carried around without getting wrinkled. At number 13. New Board, a portable whiteboard. Whiteboards are often used in meeting rooms. Rewritable and erasable, they're indispensable, especially in business. But a drawback is that they're too big to carry around. Enter the new board. At first glance, it looks like a regular notebook, but
ホワイトボードになってます、中が。
and a compact one at that. It's easy to carry around, making it possible to hold a meeting anywhere. At number 12. Shot Note, a next-generation notebook for the smartphone age. This product is similar to a regular notebook in that you can write in it. But that's not all. Used together with a smartphone, it offers a completely new function. First, an application is downloaded onto the smartphone. With the 4 corner markers on the notebook as a guide, you line up the 4 markers on the smartphone display and take a picture. The writing in the notebook is digitalized and the data saved on your phone. At number 11. Keizuri Cap, a pencil sharpener that doesn't make a mess. Pencils are sharpened with pencil sharpeners. But with conventional ones, you can't tell if it's become full, so by the time you open it up, the shavings spill out. This is a product to solve that problem. It's easy to use. Just attach the Keizuri Cap to an empty plastic drink bottle. And when you start sharpening your pencil,
削りカスがペットボトルの中に溜まっていくので、ゴミが散らかることはありません。
now there's no need to clean up afterwards. At number 10. Scotch Safety Paper Cutter, which hides the blade. With conventional cutters, the blade sticks out, so there's a danger of cutting yourself. But with this product,
刃が見当たらないですね。手に触れないように内側に入っているカッターナイフになっております。
when using it, there's no need to push the blade out. First, the paper is inserted at the tip of the cutter. Then,
まっすぐ押していくと、このように紙がきれいに切れます。
it's something that's safe for young children and the elderly. At number 9. Propus Window, a highlighter with a window. With conventional highlighters, the tip gets in the way of seeing what's on the paper. Oftentimes, you end up running over the place you want to highlight. The answer to that problem is this highlighter.
私も高校時代にこれを使っていました。すっごく便利なんです。
So why is this so convenient?
このように小窓がついているので、文字を見ながら引くことができるんです。
The addition of a small window on a simple product has made this a big hit with consumers. At number 8. Petafi, a tape to magnetize any surface. Conventional magnets can only be used on metal surfaces. But with Petafi, one side is adhesive. so you can stick it onto any surface and
簡単に磁石をくっつけることができるんです。
now you can put up your favorite calendar anywhere you want. Number 7. Papieri Document Stand, an expandable file holder. Until now, most file holders had a fixed size, limiting where you could use them. But with this new type of file holder,
すごい！アコーディオンみたいになっています。
it expands and shrinks. You won't have to worry about wasting space anymore. Number 6. Miri Keishi, an eraser with laser-sharp accuracy. Erasers typically have wide surfaces, so you end up erasing places that you didn't want to. But with Miri Keishi, you won't need to feel irritated anymore.
本当に消しゴムなんですかね。なんか形も変わってるし、さらに数字も入ってます。
The numbers indicate the width of each section. The smallest is about 1 millimeter, which means you can erase even the tiniest mistakes accurately. We are now down to the top 5. Before we move on, we'll introduce you to a stationery-related store in Japan. We arrive at a place in Shibuya Ward, Tokyo.
ここはどういったお店なんですか？
はい、文房具をコンセプトにしたカフェということになります。
Bunbogu Cafe sells over 300 types of stationery. They let customers try out different products while sipping some coffee or tea. These are the top 3 stationery recommended by the staff here. Number 3. Evolution Eraser.
消しゴムなんですけども、ちょっと形が面白くて、
すごい。
内側から見ると人間で、
本当ですね。
内側から見ると猿になっていて。
As you use this eraser, it's possible to see the evolutionary process of monkey to man. Number 2. Masugu Note.
こんな形で罫線が斜めに引かれてるんですね。
本当ですね。
はい、
こうなりながら書くのも書きやすいかもしれないです。
そうですね。
This notebook has lines that are drawn at an angle, making it a fun and convenient way to take notes.
いよいよ第1位、
はい、
大内さん何でしょうか？
はい、こちらの温度計のついた鉛筆になります。
すごいですね。
Number 1. Thermo Pencil. With this pencil, you'll be able to check your temperature anytime, anywhere.
とてもお土産とかプレゼントに色も可愛いので、よくお選びいただいている商品になりますね。
お土産とかにはいいかもしれないですね。
Bunbogu Cafe is a place where you'll come across unique stationery and may be worth a visit. Finally, we unveil the top 5 stationery. Number 5. Deco Rush, a decorative whiteout tape. Whiteout tape is used to erase mistakes. Until now, most were white to match the color of paper. But with Deco Rush, you can white out mistakes with cute-looking decorations.
このデコラッシュもいろんな柄があるので、自分なりにデコレーションしたらすごい可愛くなると思います。
At number 4. Del Fool, a safer mechanical pencil. Most mechanical pencils are called knock types, which means the lead comes out by pressing the top. But with this product,
振ると芯が出てきます。
the lead comes out with little effort. What's more,
普通のシャープペンシルとは違ってここの先が出てないんです。
so even if you stick it into your shirt and pants pocket, there's no danger of being pricked by lead protruding from your pencil. At number 3. FitCut Curve. Scissors with a sharp edge. Unlike conventional scissors, these have blades with a slight curve. Since most scissors have straight blades, the angle varies depending on how wide you open them. But the curved blades of FitCut Curve mean that the angle is always 30 degrees. Even with tough cardboard.
わあ、すごいですね。本当にサクサク切れます。
It slices right through. Since being launched in January 2012, the company has sold over 10 million pairs, cutting out a place in the history of scissors. At number 2. Harinox Handy, a stapeless stapler. With conventional staplers, there's always the danger of pricking yourself and the hassle of refilling them. Enter this product. The biggest difference is this.
押すと止めることができます。
You can put papers together without any staples. They're safe to use even for children. And finally, the top-selling stationery. At number 1. Friction Series. Ballpoint pens that are erasable. They are considered the biggest hit in the Japanese stationery industry. The main feature is
消えるんです。本当に革命的なアイディアですよね。
writing can be erased with the top section of the pen. What's more,
これもまた綺麗に消せるんです。すごい。
there are now a variety of colors and types in the Friction series. The company has sold over 500 million pens to date.
皆さん、日本に来た際は日本の文房具を使ってみてください。
And those were the top-selling stationery in Japan.
Ota-san, I'm always overwhelmed by the huge variety of stationery in stores. And the stapler that I saw in the video is something I want to try
It's
out.
very interesting.
Right. Was there anything that caught your eye?
Well, I am interested in that highlighter with holes, small holes, and I have seen that one in the shop, but I have never thought what it is for. It's
Right.
a hole. You can see through where you are in the line, so you can never get lost.
Yes, you can be quite accurate with
That's
the
right.
lines. And the stationery geared specifically for children also seems to be evolving. They're a lot different from the items that we used to use as kids. So let me show you some of them. For example, these, I want you to take a look at these. These have very cute designs like
Very colorful
eggs
and cute and pretty.
rings. Like
I wonder what they are.
You
So
can
it,
put
like,
it
it looks like Easter egg. isn't
Easter
it?
egg. These don't look like stationaries, but these are actually, let me show you, crayons.
You can draw a picture with that. It's beautiful. You are good at that.
Yes, and they also don't use harmful materials such as lead and mercury, so it's safe for children to use, and you don't have to worry even if they put it in their mouth.
That's actually one of the reasons why they've become quite popular, especially among parents of small children. Crayon has been around for decades, but there really hasn't been much emphasis until now on safety.
Safety, I agree.
Next are these scissors. They look like typical scissors. But you can see there's a small spring in between. There's a small spring-like function, so they're easier for children to open and close. So you don't need to have much pressure. And the blades are covered with plastic to prevent children from accidentally cutting themselves. So it's very safe. And what's more, if you look over here, this is the image of the scissors looking at from this angle, from the top. And on the left, regular scissors, and these are the safety scissors on the right side. And you can see the blade is flat, so you won't cut yourself, even if you get your fingers caught in between the blades. So it's safe.
Right, so you don't have to worry about your kids when they're using scissors anymore.
No.
And this one is a pencil case that became quite popular when it first came onto the market.
I know this.
You know this. Well, the sales pitch was that it wouldn't break even if an elephant sat on it. And I'm not very sure about the elephant bits, but it's very sturdy, so you can use it throughout your school years.
That's right. I actually used to have the same one when I was a kid.
Really?
It's amazing how it's still popular after over 45 years.
Yes, and it's even become a recommended stationery item for some
Is
schools.
that right?
Well, I think Japanese stationery might actually be a good souvenir or gift for people visiting Japan to take back home. After the break, we'll be showing you a popular Japanese documentary program. Stay tuned.
We've just added a new power shovel, and it's great.
Really? Who makes it?
Kobelco.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. And let me tell you, its fuel efficiency is incredible.
Oh.
Kobelco's power shovel delivers more while consuming less. Just like my sweetie.
Don't say that.
And powerful too.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
How do we build sustainability into our relationship with Mother Earth? That's Kaiteki, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
Suzuki Way of Life. Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green air conditioning systems in Singapore.
Echo changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
Traditional.
Consistent.
Precise.
Speedy.
Professional. Innovative.
Polite. Quality from Japan. The best of business in Asia. SMBC, Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Just a map and a heart full of courage. Our founders started out with little, but they dared to dream big. Today our reach is global and our resources extensive, but we still have our eyes on the horizon. With courage, reaching out to the world. Mitsui & Company.
The search is on to discover the next creative master of Asia.
Japan's leading TV and radio network TBS brings to you the Digicon 6 Awards, giving visual artists in Asia an opportunity to create their dreams. Whether it's a short drama, animation, or music video, if it's yours, you may be the next winner of the Digicon 6 Grand Prize. For more details, check out digicon6.com. It's time to create your dreams.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we introduce popular Japanese documentary programs. Today, it's an episode from Japanese Dream by TBS. It's about a man who developed a revolutionary wheelchair.
Immobile legs made mobile. Unbelievable as it seems, there's now a device that's said to make this possible. 63-year-old Masaru Nishikawa suffered subarachnoid bleeding in February 2011 and has undergone several brain surgeries. He was left paralyzed and can hardly move his legs. There's something he has been looking forward to for a long time. On this day, he'll get a chance to use a slightly different wheelchair. His leg, which he couldn't move, moves. With it, he pedals the wheelchair. But how? A wheelchair that somehow gives movement to paralyzed legs. The inventor is 38-year-old Kenji Suzuki.
やっぱ乗ったら足が動いたっていう、もう一回何かできるかもしれないっていう気持ちが前向きに変わっていくのがこの足こぎ車椅子のいいところ。
Mr. Suzuki's wheelchair is giving hope to people across Japan.
I have a dream.
Mr. Suzuki travels around the country to explain how his pedaling wheelchair can help in physical rehabilitation. On this day, he is visiting a nursing home in Yamagata Prefecture. 82-year-old Kunio Sato suffered paralysis of her arms and legs after damaging her cervical spine in a fall. For the past 6 years, she has relied on a wheelchair. On this day, she will try out the pedaling wheelchair for the first time.
じゃあこう持ってください。でキュッと握ってパッと離した。これでもう動き出しますから。あとは自転車乗ったことあります？はい。じゃあ自転車乗る感じで。まあしたことやね。はい。
Her paralyzed legs move with ease. Ms. Sato is surprised.
疲れます？大丈夫？まあよかった。
People who are partially paralyzed and can only walk with the aid of a cane have no problem operating this pedaling wheelchair. If users can move even one leg a little bit, it's possible for them to use both legs to pedal. But is the paralyzed leg really moving? An experiment will be carried out. Helping us out is this man, whose left leg is completely paralyzed due to a cerebral hemorrhage. Electrodes are attached to both legs to measure electrical currents that are emitted with muscle movement.
上に持ち上げてくださいね。はい、頑張って。
First, he's asked to move his right leg. The movement generates an electrical current that is picked up by the electromyogram.
上げるつもり。せーの、上に持ち上げる。それ、頑張って。そう。
Meanwhile, the paralyzed leg doesn't generate any signals. That's because there is no muscle movement. But what happens when he sits in the pedaling wheelchair? The electromyogram shows a signal from the left leg. Muscles which are supposed to be paralyzed are moving. Typically, when we walk, instructions are sent from the brain through the spinal cord to initiate leg movement. But in the case of the pedaling wheelchair, instructions are not sent by the brain. It is a type of reflex for one leg to follow the other that originates in the spinal cord. This is called the primitive locomotion center. If there is even slight movement in one leg, a reflexive instruction is sent, causing the paralyzed leg to also move. Mr. Suzuki wants to make physical rehabilitation easier with his pedaling wheelchair. His original inspiration was
ここは小さい頃というか生まれてから高校生まで過ごしたところですね。
This hospital was actually Mr. Suzuki's home. His father worked in the hospital and rented a room on the grounds. Growing up, Mr. Suzuki was surrounded by people undergoing physical therapy.
昔はああやって歩いてる人いっぱいいたんですけどね。当たり前のようにこう患者さんがリハビリしてる風景とか一生懸命こう退院まで頑張ってる様子っていうのを身近に見てましたから。
So it was only natural for him to start working in the field after graduating university. It was at a facility for those with physical disabilities that he confronted a harsh reality. Every day, people would go through physical therapy, not knowing when or if they would recover. Many would simply give up.
脳梗塞の塊の方がこれだけ300万人増えてきて、その方たちがその何割かでもこれに乗ったら、これはリハビリ楽しくなって世の中変わるかもしれないなっていう、そっちばっかこう。
He travels across the country for wheelchair users.
これは、点検整備ですね。はい。
Mr. Suzuki lacks money, connections, and technology, but he is driven by a single belief: that the development of the pedaling wheelchair will give strength to people everywhere. This is 81-year-old Mr. Hasegawa, who lives in Iwate Prefecture. He has been in a wheelchair since a stroke paralyzed the right side of his body 11 years ago. But there's one dream he wants to realize.
できればその車椅子ででもさ行ってなんぼがその昔の草して話されてみてとかさそういうことなんぼかの手伝いたいなと思ってたんだ。
Mr. Hasegawa's dream is to go back to his apple farm on his own and harvest apples. He has never given up on this dream.
いいです、いいんです、こっちはいいんです。
痛い？はい。はい。
On this day, he will ride in the pedaling wheelchair for the first time. Will he be able to realize what he's been dreaming about for the past 11 years?
よいしょ。よいしょ。バックじゃなく前に。
ほらほら。面白い。面白い。面白いんですよ。3人分けますか。
His leg moves for the first time in more than a decade.
ママに動くようになってくるのかな聞いた感じがすごく必ず近づいたと思うの。
よかったね。これならまだ10年も生きるわ。
Ms. Koizumi, who began using a wheelchair because of Parkinson's disease, is now able to walk again. She goes outside with her husband for 40 minutes every day. She has been using the pedaling wheelchair for 7 months now and says her physical condition has improved.
車椅子っていうものに出会えたことをまずは本当に幸せと思っております。これがなかったら本当に今の私がないと思うぐらいいいものだと思います。以上頑張ってください。
すごいこんなにいろんな場所で使っていただいてる方が増えてるんだなというのは嬉しいですよね。外に出ると億劫だなとか、もう出れないなって諦めてる方たちがもう一回世の中に出ていけるような製品作りっていうのをしていきたいですよね。
So Ota-san, I was very impressed that the people in the video using the pedaling wheelchair all seem to be very enjoying themselves.
I agree. Apparently, Mr. Suzuki is starting to get the inquiries from across Japan and abroad as well. It's completely different concept of a wheelchair, so I expect it will generate more interest in the future.
And I understand that there's also been quite a lot of development in cars for wheelchair users.
That's right. They are called accessible vehicles in Japan. Have a look over here. This is a minivan made by Toyota, and let me explain how it's driven. First, with your right hand, you hold the steering wheel to turn the car. And with your left hand, you hold this bar to accelerate or apply the brakes.
Oh, so you can drive with your hands.
Both hands, you can drive this car. The other interesting aspect is that anyone with regular driver's license like you, regardless of whether you have a disability or not, is allowed to use this car. So it's possible to go on long road trip and just switch drivers if you get too tired.
I'm sure there will be a lot more demand in Japan for cars like this and the wheelchairs, the pedaling wheelchairs we saw in the clip, especially with the aging population.
Exactly.
Well, after the break, we'll be showing you an episode from a popular economics program. Don't go away.
The Norin Shukin Bank has a mission to fulfill. We are committed to the advancement of agriculture, fisheries, and forestry in Japan. Backing the network of our people and communities to help and support one another is a source of pride for us. This is our style of banking. We're banking on trusted networks. The Norin Shukin Bank.
Changing emissions from copper refineries into fertilizer. That is where Sumitomo Chemical got its start. For 100 years, we've been delivering the power of chemistry around the world. And we will continue to help make the world a better place for the next 100 years and more.
We are protecting the world's #1. So the equipment we provide also has to be the world's highest standard. Tokyo Skytree is protected from strong winds by vibration control systems. At this very moment, our technology is limiting sway at the top of the world's tallest tower with millimeter precision. Our technologies, your tomorrow. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries.
How do we build sustainability into our relationship with Mother Earth? That's Kaiteki, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
These little fairy tale houses incorporate some very practical environmental ideas. When the roofs need to be repaired, their stones are reused. People putting their ideas to work to build a greener future.
Panasonic is engaged in resource conservation worldwide through recycling and many other initiatives. Panasonic, ideas for life.
Asia, the engine of the global economy. Japan, a regional powerhouse. And now, direct from Japan, economic news with a global impact in Chinese and English, delivered by Nikkei. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
The search is on to discover the next creative master of Asia. Japan's leading TV and radio network, TBS, brings to you the Digicon 6 Awards. Giving visual artists in Asia an opportunity to create their dreams. Whether it's a short drama, animation, or music video, if it's yours, you may be the next winner of the Digicon 6 Grand Prize. For more details, check out digicon6.com. It's time to create your dreams.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we'll show you an episode from a popular Japanese economics program. Today, it's from Gachiri Monday by TBS. It's about shops that have become hugely popular in local areas through unconventional business ideas and services.
Today in Gachiri Monday. Our topic is shops, known only to locals that still generate big sales. You may have heard of or seen shops like these in your hometown. The location may not be the most convenient, but for some reason there are always lines of people. They're also usually small and not quite trendy. Still, people crowd in. Just because a shop has attractive and inexpensive products or a great location doesn't mean it's a moneymaker or popular for that matter. So this time we go in search of such unusual shops and find out why they're crowd drawers. We first arrive at a green grocer's in a shopping arcade in Tokyo's Ota Ward. The Kakinuma store. It's still morning, but there are already quite a lot of customers. This is the owner, Mr. Kakinuma. Why are there so many people at this time in the morning?
皆さんね、遠くから来る人は早いんですよ。地元の人は夕方3時過ぎに来るんですけど。
The reason for their popularity is most of the products are inexpensive. But they also have expensive products.
6000の置いとくと5000、4000が売れるんですよ。一番高いのは買いづらいけど、その次ぐらいのは欲しいなっていう心理をね、考えてやったわけですね。
They say the $67 melons are actually displayed only to sell the $55 melons. It's after 1 p.m. We thought the flow of customers would thin out, but there's still a large crowd. Then, one white radish is about 30 cents. A bag of eggplants, 87 cents. This limited time sale draws people into the store in the afternoon. But can they make money with these prices?
いろいろ仕入れに工夫してまして、企業努力でやってますね。
Apparently, there's a trick to getting quality produce at a low cost. So how exactly do they do it? At 4:30 in the morning, we tag along with the president to the vegetable kitchen of Tokyo, the Ota Market. The auction floor is still quiet. Mr. Kakinuma is loading something onto the truck.
これは何をしてるんですか？これは先取り。この品物は安く売れる品物だからこれをもらってるわけ。
The prices for these vegetables will be determined at an auction later. Mr. Kakinuma acquires them in bulk before prices are set.
普通の人はさ、競りに始まる時間に来てここで見て買うでしょ。それじゃあもう寄りかすしかないわけよ。
But the prices of items bought in advance are still set by auction. So if the final price ends up being high, they're in trouble. It's quite a big gamble. But on the other hand, if the price is set low, then they're able to secure a bigger amount of inexpensive produce than others. They track recent weather, shipment of vegetables, and procurement by other grocers to figure out which items will likely be priced low and procure them early.
まあ今日1日分の品物はね、運んできました。
The result is exactly as the president expected. He was able to buy a box of eggplants that are usually about $17 for $11, and in bulk. That's why they can still make money even if they offer such low prices. Next, we arrive at a shopping arcade in Naruto, Tokushima Prefecture. Inside this sparsely populated shopping arcade is a shop that's a big hit among consumers. Hikariya sells cosmetics. Inside, it's surprisingly spacious, lengthwise. But other than that, it seems like a typical cosmetics shop. We heard sales are quite brisk here. Is that really true?
売上的に言うと、化粧品店としては、1店舗の売上では多分四国で一番売ってると思います。四国で一番。
This shop actually has annual sales of $3.3 million, which apparently makes it number one in the region. But how? The reason is at the back of the store. So they help customers apply makeup.
お化粧のレッスンです。使えるようになるためのレッスンを無料で会員さんの場合は毎月1回受けていただいてるんですね。
They bring in customers with free monthly makeup lessons. But this doesn't seem any different from what the cosmetic sections of department stores are doing. So what's so special about the makeup lessons offered by Hikariya? This is the store's makeup expert, Ms. Nakashima, in action.
化粧水何押し使ってます？2回押し。2回？3回って言うたよ。3回必ず押してください。
She seems a bit stern. Next.
ちょっと一手間いるけどな。できる？頑張ります。せないか。せな崩れる。
This condescending tone.
いいよな、全然な。
いいですか？お手入れとかもこうやっぱサボりがちなんですけど、怒っていただけるんで。怒っていただける。怒られるんでやっとかないとみたいな。
Hikariya's policy is to thoroughly educate their customers. That's why they'll keep scolding you.
早い。もうちょっとゆっくり。
And customers who are scolded end up buying the products.
21,200円。
Here too.
12,600円でございます。
After the lesson, they snap up the cosmetics.
化粧品って使い方が分かって本当に自分に必要だと思ったらこっちから売り込まなくても勝手に買ってくれるんじゃないかなと思ってるわけですよ。
際からしてな。
Teaching them the correct way to use makeup, even scolding them, is an expression of sincerity that makes customers buy their products.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
Next, we arrive in Saitama, Saitama Prefecture. Apparently, there's a women's and children's apparel shop with just 5 employees and annual sales of nearly $450,000. This is it, Kosukoji. This is the owner, Koji Kosugi. The shop has 6,700 members and has become a big hit among local mothers. To find out what's so special about Koskoji, we had a look at their customer service.
これもこれ一つしかない。
これも最後の一つ。
最後の一つ。
もうこれは出会いだからチャンスじゃないかな。もうこれは。
似合うかな。
似合うと思う。絶対似合うと思う。
春に似合う。
これでも調子良すぎるよね。
This personal interaction to get closer to customers is this shop's style. His wife, Mikako, is also quite unreserved. Customer service here is familial. Their policy is to build a personal connection to customers. This is the conclusion they reached in the 5 years since they opened the shop. They also have another unique system. A child at the cash register? Her name tag says, Store Manager. What is this?
ポイントを貯めていただくといろんな特典と交換できるようになってるんですよ。で、60ポイント貯めると今回の2時間手帳ができると。
So that's why. This shop has a system to give customers points depending on their purchase amount, but the rewards are quite unique. With 60 points, which is equivalent to a $334 purchase, a child can become store manager for 2 hours. For 20 points, equivalent to a $111 purchase, the real store manager will carry you for a distance of 1 kilometer, like a taxi. Mikako will listen to personal problems for 30 minutes. This is also another reward.
なかなかね、でもね、出会いないんですよね。もうおじさんばっかりで職場も。よく聞く。
She's in the middle of discussing relationships. This friendly point system is something that's only possible at a privately run store. The number of repeat customers is said to be growing as a result. On to our next stop. It's 6 in the morning. We arrive at a fish market in Urayasu, Chiba Prefecture. This is Satoru Izumisawa, the second-generation owner of a fish store called Marukan.
寿司君これ2本。マグロ出して。あとキンキと、あとカツオ。
He procures about 15 different types of seafood on this day. For a store that sells seafood, it seems to be a very small supply. The fish are loaded onto the car. What's he going to do?
これから隣の方にこの車で魚を売りに行きます。鮮魚移動販売。まあ昔で言うと行商ですね。はい。じゃあ行ってくるよ。
Marukan is actually a mobile fish vendor. On this day, he heads to a residential area in Kita Ward, Tokyo. When he arrives, customers show up one after another. Soon there's a sizable crowd and the fish are being snapped up.
13,000ちょうどピタシ1万円。はい。
Most are spending over $100.
なんでここのお店で買うんですか？
お魚が美味しいからね。
違うんですか？
全然違いますよ。
12,000ちょうど。
12,000円ですよ、お母さん。
別にいいじゃん。
It's only natural. They have complete trust in Marukan's quality. A cut of marlin, $6.70. And thornyhead for $17. The expensive fish seem to be selling well. But why?
やっぱり自分で見て気に入った魚を買ってるんで、それをお客さんに売り込む。
The reason for Marukan's popularity is that it only sells top quality seafood. Typically, fish stores try to procure many different kinds of fish to meet the needs of customers. But Marukan only sells fish that it recommends. That's why, even if the selection is small, customers are happy to buy them. In a sense, Marukan is a specialty store that only sells top quality fish. On this day, he goes around to 12 residential neighborhoods and closes up at 2 in the afternoon. He sold quite a lot. The supply today cost about $2,800 and
40万ぐらいじゃないですか?
That's quite a big profit for one person.
Ota-san, there were so many unusual shops.
I agree. They employ a variety of ideas to capture local demand.
And talking about unique ideas, there's a growing trend in Japan of mobile businesses.
That's right. If you look here, this is a mobile pet beauty salon. Inside, your pet can get a haircut and a wash and a nail trim. It's especially convenient for people who don't live close to a pet shop or don't have time to take their pet to one.
Well, with the growing population of pet owners in Japan, I'm sure there's a lot of demand.
That's right. And another example is like this. This is mobile bank. They go around on a specific day every week to areas that don't have banks, so it's a quite local place, and their vehicles are equipped with an ATM or the cash dispenser. So, and they also staff on the board, the person, tellers, so they can give you a financial advice.
That's a great idea, especially for areas that have large populations of elderly people.
That's right. They don't need to go to the bank. The bank comes to them.
Nice service. Well, that's all for this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you next week, so make sure you tune in.
My parents work at a really great company, which makes cool computers and LCD TVs. Not only that, they build elevators for skyscrapers and zooming fast bullet trains. My mom designs the company's CT scan systems, which spot diseases. My dad develops power generation systems so people will have plenty of electricity. The company where my parents work is Toshiba.
Has anybody finished doing their pictures?
I have.
All around the world, Toshiba technology is hard at work, bringing smarter, faster, more sustainable development to life.
When I grow up, I want to work for people.
For a growing future, Toshiba.
Traditional.
Consistent.
Precise.
Speedy.
Professional. Innovative.
Polite. Quality from Japan. The best of business in Asia. SMBC. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Perhaps it's true. Perhaps we've been in too much of a hurry. Day by day, technology advances. But sometimes we need to pause and listen to what nature is saying. Surely, steadily, and lovingly. These, we believe, are the essentials of manufacturing. Our technologies, your tomorrow. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries.
Hey, look at this. They're building a huge steel plant with Kobelco technology.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. They can make iron with incredible speed. What once took 8 hours can be done in just 10 minutes.
Wow, the Japanese are incredible. The country of karate.
Ha! 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 Karate has nothing to do with it.
True. The talk of the world. Kobelco. Asia, the engine of the global economy. The pulse of the region at your fingertips with unique insights from Nikkei. With Nikkei Asian Review, stay up to date on the latest economic trends anywhere in the world. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
Channel Japan. Direct from Tokyo to the world, get the latest stories from Japan as they happen on the ground. Business, fashion, culture, and food. Everything you need to know about the hottest trends across the country. Channel Japan.